Meditation is witnessing. Meditation begins when mind is separate from the being. It is the process of witnessing that separates you from the mind. When you look at the light, one thing is certain: you are not the light, but you are the one who is looking at the light. So too, if you are watching a flower, you are not the flower, but a looker of the flower. Therefore, witnessing is the key in meditation. Watch your mind, watch all that is happening, how thoughts float, emotions arise. This is all you have to do. No repetition, no chanting of mantras. You just watch all that is happening in the mind. Do not disturb. Do not try to stop the process of thoughts. Do not stop the mind from doing anything. And you go on watching the mind. Slowly and slowly, thoughts begin to disappear, but you do not fall asleep. Instead, you become more and more alert and aware. It is as if you woke up from a deep slumber or a dream. Witnessing is happening more and more. When the mind attains total emptiness, your entire energy becomes a flame of awakening. This is the outcome of meditation. It can certainly be said that meditation is another name for awakening. Whenever witnessing evolves, all judgments dissolve. Whenever any thought or emotion creates obstruction, just through witnessing you can get rid of the mind. You can get out of the mind. There are certain masters like the propounder of transcendental meditation and many others like him who call meditation by some other names and not with its common parlance. In reality, what he calls as transcendental meditation is not in fact meditation. Such people are leading aspirants astray. This gives you mental and physical health. It can make you more relaxed and peaceful. It would have been right not to call it transcendental meditation. Thus he has raised a trivial thing to the ultimate level. Transcendental meditation can fulfill the ultimate experience. Aspirants in this meditation are for a long period of time, yet still they have not attained the ultimate fruition. This could not make them a Buddha. Gautam Buddha was the first to explain meditation as witnessing. Buddha explained witnessing as meditation and emphasize on mindfulness. He used to emphasize on his monks to be mindful. And when you are mindful, meditation leads to transformation. Quite often it happens that the aspirants experience a strong resistance against meditation. This should not be considered as an impediment for meditation. It implies that you are alert and aware, and you are certain that something is going to happen which will change your whole life. Generally, the aspirants are afraid to be reborn. You are too much engrossed in the old patterns and conditionings. In fact, past is your investment that you do not want to lose. Meditation cleans your being of all old habits. Meditation cleans you of all old habits and conditioning and patterns. It makes you more alert and alive, full of energy. Those who are afraid of meditation are certainly afraid of life and of awareness. The fear comes because meditation certainly transforms you. It cleans up your inner being, and then transformation happens on its own accord. Indeed, meditation is a jump into the unknown. You are entering a realm which you have not known before. In our ordinary lives, we continue to use mind for our day-to-day functioning. As long as we continue to use the mind, we can never know that there is a dimension that lies beyond the mind. This is the dimension beyond the known. This is the state of meditation, that which is beyond the known. Therefore, meditation is a jump from the mind to the realm of the unknown. That is why meditation is considered as illogical and irrational. Meditation cannot be reduced to reason. Also, it cannot be made logical. This state can only be experienced, and you will know only then. Do not think about meditation, only be a witness to your thoughts, to your emotions, etc. Sit in a comfortable posture, be relaxed, keep your eyes closed, maybe as Buddha did always, half closed, half open. In this position, you can neither fall asleep nor you are awake. Now allow the thoughts to move on the inner screen like a movie. Look at them only. These are like horses. Horses let loose. Just allow them to disappear in the oblivion. Do not write them. Do not think or conceptualize these thoughts. You will be free of such thoughts. When you begin to think about these, then you will certainly fall into a trap. Cars pass on the street, horns blow, thoughts arise, emotions flow. Suddenly a dog barks or something else happens. Just allow everything to happen. Just look at these. Witness the rise and fall. Soon these thoughts will disappear as they have come in. They will be replaced by other thoughts. Go on looking at the entire process. If you are capable of this, without any thinking, you will certainly attain to witnessing. This is the state of your being, something different than thinking, something more sublime. You have to experiment with this. Although both science and religion seems to be poles asunder, yet there is something common. Science and religion both are based on experiment. Religion is experimental. Philosophy is always non-experimental. Philosophy depends on thinking. Both religion and science are based on experiment. The only difference between the two is that science experiments in the outer world of the objects, while religion experiments with the inner world or your subjectivity. Certainly it is difficult. In science, the experimenter, the object and experiment are different from one another. In case of religion, you are the one and the three simultaneously. You are the experimenter, you are the experiment, and also that which has to be experimented. You are the subject, object, and the lab. No thinking, only experimenting. Start the process of experimenting. Only then you will know the difference between thinking and witnessing. You cannot think and witness simultaneously, just as you cannot run and sit simultaneously. Running is a function of legs in movement, while sitting is a non-function of legs. So too, thinking is a function of the movement in the mind, and witnessing is the non-function of the mind. And in that process, meditation becomes a purely scientific process. Following the preceding overflow, it can be said that meditation is purely scientific. Science depends on the observation of the objects. So too, when the experimenter begins the inner journey, it rests on some process of observation. However, it is like taking a 180-degree turn. Now you are looking in. The process of observation of looking in is called meditation. For meditation, no God is needed, no scripture, and no belief system is needed. You need not follow any religion, dogma, caste, creed, or anything else. An atheist can meditate just as a theist. The only thing that is needed is turning within. It is an experiment into the unknown realm. No belief in any concept of God is needed. it becomes an obstruction. The concept of God, theology, all these things become obstruction in the process of meditation. If you do believe in the existence of soul, it cannot become an obstruction. Even if you are suspicious, you can experiment with meditation. Meditation is simply going within. It explains the process how to go within. It matters not whether there is soul or not, or there is God or not. Only one thing is certain, that you are. Also, it matters not whether you will be after death or not. And that is all that matters. But who are you? The discovery of this question leads to meditation. This requires experimenting. You start going within. It may be a momentary experience. Maybe you are not eternal. Maybe you may vanish into death. There is no condition to believe in. Only you have to start experimenting. Just begin. Try. Just try, and one day it will happen. No thoughts are there. Suddenly, when there are no thoughts, you realize you are separate from the body. The bridge that connects the mind and the body is no more there. Thoughts create the bridge. Thoughts establish link between the body and the mind. Now suddenly the link is no more. You are there, the body is there, but now there exists an infinite abyss between the two. You come to know about the nature of the body. It will die soon, but that which is in the body, that is you, or whatever name you want to give it to, cannot die. This is an experiment, not a dogma, not a creed, instead an experience. When meditation happens, death vanishes. You will not die, but the body must perish one day. Then no doubt remains. Trust arises. Bliss overflows. To be in trust is blissful. Just experiment. With meditation, death vanishes. You experience that which is beyond death. Mind means word. Mind means noise. Mind means clatter. Mind means language. Mind means grammar. When words disappear, silence descends. A silence that overflows. Silence you cannot accumulate. Silence is your inner being, your intrinsic quality. In the background of the silence, you go on accumulating words. Words belong to the known, and silence belongs to the unknown dimension of the being. Silence is meditation. Just change your gestalt, you will descend into silence. The problem is this: you have forgotten who you are. Meditation is the remembrance of that forgotten aspect of your being. It is the remembrance of a spiritual injunction that I am ever expanding consciousness. This consciousness is your nature, and meditation brings this remembrance and continuity. Your name, caste, nationality, profession are all futile. Just remember I am. Don't forget this. Hindus call this as self-remembrance. Buddha calls this right mindfulness. George Gurdjieff also calls this self-remembrance, and Jiddu Krishnamurti calls this awareness. This remembrance is the most essential part of meditation. To remember that I am walking, talking, singing and eating leads to awareness. Remember that I am. Never forget this. In the beginning you will find this arduous. There will be some very rare moments when you will feel illuminated, but it does not last for long. Do not feel miserable about that. A single moment of awareness is enough. Go on remembering whenever you can, and there is nothing to worry about this. Just try to catch hold of this string, and slowly gaps will become less and less. Continuity will arise, and when your consciousness becomes continuity, then you do not use the mind. Then instead of planning, you act out of consciousness. You need no apology or any explanation. You are whatever you are. You can be in a state of constant remembrance or mindfulness. This mindfulness is authentic religion. This mindfulness is your essential nature.